Alright, before we do our Philly cheesesteaks, we're gonna freeze the meat, wrap it, freeze it, and then run it through our deli slicer right here. And what we get is this nice looking cut. Because when it's frozen meat, it's a little easier to cut, manage, and it's not all droopy as you're cutting it. Along with our meat, we have our nice vegetable tray, mushrooms, onions, and bell pepper that we're going to eventually mix in with this. The next stop is to grill. Alright, first thing is first. We already preheated the griddle to about 10 minutes. We're going to throw on some applewood smoked bacon. It serves for a few purposes. For one, with the high heat of the griddle, the cooking surface, it actually cooks the bacon pretty good. It gives it a nice quick cooking, and with the grease that the bacon will release, we're going to use that to cook the vegetables with. So instead of having to throw on some cooking spray or adding grease on top of that, we're just going to use the same bacon grease to season our griddle top here as well as we cook along. On the other side, I started throwing the tri-tip onto the other half. As I'm flipping the bacon, it doesn't take much to cook the bacon. Now I'm adding a little bit of seasoning, just making sure that the tri-tip is getting cooked evenly. I can tell that my bacon is ready to be taken out. I take it out. I make sure that the tri-tip is getting cooked evenly. Now I'm just gonna, my lovely assistant here is going to put out the vegetables, the onions, the bell peppers, and also we're going to put the mushroom. You can put them all together or you can keep them separated. It's your choice. I like to keep them separated at first, just kind of get them all cooked. And with the first wave of the tri-tip, it looks like it's getting there. I'm going to remove it out of the griddle here. Now I'm going to add more meat and season it. Make sure to pull out and spread the meat so it can get a nice cooking. Now with the vegetables, I start cooking them together with the bacon grease. I do not add any salt to this other than the meat. Since the meat tends to kind of clump up here, I just tend to, with the spatula, tend to break it apart, throw some seasoning here and there, and make sure that it's getting cooked evenly. So I make sure to rotate vegetables and meat here. So once the tri-tip meat is getting good, is when you can see no longer the pink. That's one. Also for the onions, make sure that the onions are getting nice and caramelized with the nice bacon grease. Alright, so we already pulled away the onions and the vegetables. Now we're going to place the bread on the other half where the vegetables were. It won't take long to toast up these buns, trust me. It'll take about less than about a minute to 2 minutes per side and you're pretty much done. Now on the tri-tip meat, you can just make sure that there's no pink. You don't want to overcook it as well since it's a thinner cut of meat, but due to the fat on it, it's going to be nice and juicy. As you can see on the first flip of the bread, it's already nice and toasted. We start pulling out the bread out. We pull out the meat because it's already done. We just take it inside. We just mix up both vegetables and meat, put it on a bun, put your cheese or no cheese on there, and pair it with a nice glass of wine, soda, whatever you wish, and you're ready to eat.